Hello everyone, this is G-Shock High Fashion Channel and welcome to another G-Vlog. Today I'm just gonna quickly demonstrate to you guys how to operate this MRG 1100. It operates on Casio 2036 engine. You don't have to own the watch. If you have any other Casio watch at all or this watch that operates on a similar engine, this video will be helpful to you, I hope. And also this watch is pretty expensive in the aftermarket, so I figure it is gonna be helpful as well if you check this video out first before you decided to get the watch. I believe this is the fourth time I filmed this video, so I kind of know how long this video is gonna be. Almost 20 minutes. So just let's get right into it. First of all, we're gonna have a look 4-button operation. This will be the adjust or split reset. This will be the mode select and dive mode function button. This will be for light and EL and also for setting up the watch and all. And this will be the lock data button, ID search, site search, and also for start stop a chronograph stopwatch, which all of the buttons purposes already being etched on this metal bezel. I'm not sure if you guys could see it already. Let me bring the watch up close. There it is. So it won't be that hard because they actually etch everything on this metal bezel. This is not paint, guys. And also this is all the mode: site, ID, alarm, timer, stopwatch, hold down for dive mode. So it's really self-explanatory. MRG, brand, G-Shock, hold down for Autolight. So very much self-explanatory. Log data search. I mean, it's very easy, except you still need to check this video out if you want to see how to use them. Anyway, looking into the watch face, there's MRG branding, really gorgeous stamp on there, really gorgeous. That is a metal piece, not just some paint stamp like some lower end G-Shocks. And this is the minute ring eye. Each of those bars will represent 5 minutes, so it will light on, light off to sync with this minute part over here. Day display or text display region on top here, and this is the digital time display. And by the way, guys, this glass here is not sapphire, it is mineral glass, but it is really high grade one, so it's not as easy to get scratched. So this will be the digital display currently displaying the day, and this will be date, this will be time display, and that's it. Very simple, right? But before I proceed with more, you know what, let me just open up the task screen. 1, 2, 3 button at the same time. And here is the task screen. Let's see now, what do we have in here? This will be the text display area again. P for PM or AM time indicator. So you know that from here this part could also display the time. And this is interval time, which means surface time in current release G-Shock watch terminology. Gonna be used this in the dive timer mode. This will be another time display section. That's why you're gonna have P over there as well. And this bars here is the battery indicator, will only appear whenever the battery is low. So check this before you start your dive. DST for daylight saving time. This part is called the alarm and signal indicator. And let me tilt the watch a little bit. You're gonna see there's auto light on top here. So that is an indicator showing that the auto light is turned on or off. And this will be time display, hours, minutes, seconds. This will be 24-hour time format. If you are turning in the 24-hour, you know right away by looking over here, and 12-hour will be indicated with this P. And now here are a lot of indicators. Starting from this side, there's LOG. When you enter the lock data mode, this part will appear. Auto will appear when you turn on the auto repeat in the countdown timer mode. SPL will appear when you enter the split time in chronograph mode. This dive time will appear when you enter the dive timer mode, and this part will appear when you enter the site mode over here or the GMT setting. Alright, that's it. Now that you have a rough idea what you are looking at over here, let's have a closer look to all the things that we're gonna get out of this G-Shock watch. So let me start by having a look at this upper right button, which is the EL backlighting button. When I press this, it will turn on the EL for about 2 seconds. There it is. If you long press this, it will turn on the auto light as well. You're gonna see the auto light indicator over there. Basically, just tilt the watch and it will turn the EL right away. It's very much self-explanatory, and you guys already knows about this, I guess. And also, this is gonna be very handy when you are wearing this G-Shock watch for diving or just for snorkeling. Down here is the log data mode. Press S and you will enter dive timer mode. So press and hold it. As long as you press and hold this, it will enter the dive mode. If you release the button, it will return back to home timekeeping. So what you're seeing here is that the time in the middle is the time that you begin your dive. The one down here is your dive duration. In this case, 34 seconds. Dive time will appear. Log data will appear. Interval time over here is the surface timer, so which means that this is the time between my first dive and upcoming second dive. So basically, when you see now 2014, that's actually 20 hours 14 minutes after I finish the dive, which is this dive over here. So it's already been 20 hours 40 minutes. I will go back to this mode after this. But now let's proceed to have a look at the dive timer mode. Press this mode button and hold it for about 1 second or 2 seconds, and then this display will appear dive. So you know right away you are in the dive timer mode. The local time will be displayed over here, 11:57 a.m. This part will display the dive durations. So let's start this part and right away. So what will happen now is that when you start this dive timer, this part in the middle here will freeze. So your local time will move upwards on top of here. This part will maintain like this to show you, keep you guys reminded that you start your dive at 11:57 and it is currently 11:58. How many minutes yet that you have already begun your dive? That is displayed over here. So I already dived for about 30 seconds starting 11:57 and it is now 11:58. And one more thing I need to point out is that you don't necessarily need to rely on this. There's an indicator over here. Look at this bar over there. That will represent 5 minutes. So if you don't look over here, just stare at these bars, which means 1 bar 5 minutes, 2 bar 10 minutes, 3 bar 15 minutes. So you could just rely on this bar alone and you're still good to go to time your dive. So this is just, again, a dive timer, not a dive computer, guys. So to stop this part, you cannot just easily stop this. Unlike your usual countdown timer, you need to press this button and hold it until you hear a long beep. So that's how you know the time is already stopped now. And then you could reset this, or you could continue back again. Is easily stop this button again and then press this upper left button to reset it back to 0. And what you have done over here is that the watch will automatically save these informations in the log data mode. So let's have a look. Go back to home time, press this lower right button, and now everything will just reset. As you guys can see, I'll start my dive at 11:57. I dive for about 1 minute and 11 seconds, and then it is the interval now reset back to 0 because I already finished this dive just now. If you wait a little bit, it will raise every minute, and when you reach 24 hours, it will reset back to 0. Let's move on to have a look at this adjust button on top. Press it first once, nothing gonna happen. Press and hold it instead, and then here it is, time set up. So if I press this log button down here or this lower right button, it will reset this time to 0, the second counter, if you want to match the time to other watch that you have laying around, because this watch is not multi-band and also not top solar. Press this mode button, we'll go to the GMT or the home city setting. This watch is really old and it was registered to only 10 cities or 10 options: Mauritius, Maldives, Red Sea, Tahiti, Cayman, Galapagos, GBR, Guam, Hawaii, and Japan. In my case, I'm gonna set this to Japan, but if you cannot find any specific cities that you have, you could set this up as well. I'll show you guys how to do that after this in the site mode over here. Alright, let's pressing the mode button to go to the next setting. If you want to add a daylight saving time on rough, you could do that as well in this G-Shock watch manually. Next is time setting to match with your auto clocks or watch that you have laying around. So hours, minutes, You could use both of these two buttons on the right to add a minute or minus a minute, so that's convenient. Press this mode button again to go to 12-hour or 24-hour time format. I know this is gonna be pretty important to some of you guys. I like my watch to display 24-hour time format, so here it is. If you swap to 12-hour, P will appear over here. Right, let's move back to 24 hours. Next is calendar setting. This watch is old and it was released way back in the year 1999, which means it only gonna have a range all the way to 2039. So let me cycle through this calendar to show you guys what I mean. So 2036, 37, 38, 39. When you reach 2039, it will reset all the way back to 1995. So yeah, that's why current release G-Shock has updated calendar in them, which gonna last to 2099 instead. So it's pretty cool. All right, moving on to have a look at the months, the date, and that is all. So that is about vintage G-Shock watches and what makes them differs to recent release G-Shock watch. You can't just customize a vintage model and make them look brand new, because you cannot customize the engine. Alright, that's as far as all 4 buttons from home time. Let's move on to have a look at the first function, which is the sight. In this mode, you're gonna see that this, in this mode, it's similar to again, just 10 series options. Japan, Mauritius, Maldives, Red Sea, Tahiti, Cayman, Galapagos, GBR, Guam. It's supposed to be GUAM. So this is what I mean when I say that you can change this. One in the middle here is local time. Guam time will be displayed down here, but just in case you don't want to have a look at this Guam time because it's not necessary for you, you don't need to store Guam time in your watch because you're not gonna be visiting there anyhow, anywhere. So why not just set this part to another location that is much more important to you? For example, I'm just gonna randomly add over here. So how about UUAM. I'm not sure where this place is, but you can store into upwards to 14 alphabets, 14 units of alphabets, and then keep pressing mode button and store all the letters that you want. There it is. And then you will enter this mode called the DST, daylight saving time. Now you can add a daylight saving time as well to this specific city that you are setting in this G-Shock watch. And next is on or off, of course. Press the mode button again, and now this is the GMT part where you could register in 10.5 hours, 10 hours, 9.5 hours. So basically you need to manually set this on your own in this part of the watch, and then after you finish with this setup, press the adjust button, press the mode button to go back to home time. When you enter this home city setting again, you are gonna have an options of the city that you just set up. For example, Mauritius, Maldives, Red Sea, Tahiti, Cayman, Galapagos, GBR, UUAM. Check this out. Alright, so that's pretty easy as well. If you want to set to a little city that you live in, just set it from the sight mode and it will save that into this mode as well, so you're good to go. Alright, next function will be the ID. In this part you cannot customize at all. Name will be for just name. Next you're gonna have C card, that is for certificate card for your diving, I believe to be certified numbers. I'm gonna need that to ensure that you are a professional diver, you are a trained diver. So register that in here by using the adjust button as well. If you want to do so, you can add the name, the numbers, and the numbers will be down here. The text display will be on top here. Next function will be the emergency contact number. This part is also important as well, just in case something bad ever happens to you while you are going snorkeling or diving, so at least someone could reach this watch out and check all your personal information in here and do what necessary. Next will be the passport number as well, which is pretty important since you're going to be traveling a lot. And I know when you're traveling, you're going to need to fill in a lot of forms, customized, if I'm not mistaken, custom forms, immigration, and all those. So having a passport number right on your wrist is going to be coming handy when you're filling all the form, since you don't necessarily need to take out your passport book out of your bag and all those. Very convenient. Alright, next is the blood type. Casio actually indicated that you to set this as soon as you get the watch, just for safety precaution, of course, for the paramedics to do what's necessary without waiting. So A, B options only. So in my case it is O. You can press this mode button down here to go to the RH setting, minus or plus. In my case it is minus, so my blood type is O minus, and the name is, I just randomly add over here. However, this is all the alphabets and also the numbers that you could register in this G-Shock watch. Not a lot of options, but really already necessary things already in place. So for example, if you set the A and you want to erase this, you could do that as well by pressing both of these two buttons on the right, like so, and it will erase everything. Press adjust to finish with this setup and you are good to go to the next mode. Pressing mode button 1, 2, 3, you're gonna go to the alarm mode as being indicated on this bezel, so it won't be that hard. So 3 alarm without any snooze function, because this is a professional G-Shock watch. Most professional model didn't have a snooze alarm. For example, the Mod Master, the Golf Master, they just don't have it. For a second, the triple sensor Frogman does have it for some reason. I don't know. So that's it. If you want to turn this alarm, you could do so by pressing the adjust button on top here. And now you could set the hours, the minutes, and set the alarm on or off. So hours, minutes, on or off, like that. You could set this alarm time beforehand and then just set on or off afterwards whenever you need the alarm. So it's pretty easy as well. And moving on to the next is which is the signal. Similar to again, you cannot just press the mode button, or I'm sorry, the adjust button once. You need to press and hold it instead to turn it on or off. Alright, moving on. Pressing the mode button 1, 2, 3, 4, we will enter the countdown timer mode. In this mode, similar as any other G-Shock watches, just press start button over here and it will start the countdown timer right away. You can stop this and reset it back to 0. And also, you could set this countdown timer to all the way to 24-hour range, hours, minutes, and all the way to the very seconds. And if you want to turn off the auto repeat, you could press the light button on top and it will be turned off. Press the adjust button again, start it, and you're gonna see it's gonna beep for about 10 seconds. And there it is. You're gonna have a precision to 1/10 seconds as being indicated on top here. Press any button to silence it, which is pretty loud though, pretty loud countdown timer. Pretty interesting. Alright, moving on. Which is the stopwatch. I already left the stopwatch running for 20 hours and 26 seconds. So that's it. You know how long the range gonna be, and it has a precision all the way to 1/100 seconds. So that is interesting as well. Very useful feature. The countdown timer and the stopwatch will be coming handy to daily life or when you go doing your dive as well, because this is a Frogman. You could operate the buttons while you are underwater. And to split time, just use the adjust button on top. There it is. Split off, split again, second place time, start, time display, start, stop, reset everything back to 0. So that's it in the stopwatch mode. No countdown timer, no target time, none of those, just basic chronograph. Pressing mode will bring us back to home time, and before I sum this video, I want to show you guys one more trick. That is, whenever you are operating the dive timer mode, right? So let's start this. So I start my dive at 12:09, and whenever you are operating this dive, right before you are entering the water and while you are already underwater, if you want to operate something else, you could do that as well. Operate the button while underwater, exit the dive mode. For example, if you want to run the stopwatch for some reason, start this and it will continue running in the background. So if you want to enter your dive mode again, you don't have to return back to home time. Just press this mode button at any mode, it will return you back to home time. As you guys can see, it is currently running in the background, as long as, yeah, similar as the chronograph as well. Both are running simultaneously. It's pretty cool. And I believe that sums up all the function of this MRG 1100 series G-Shock watch. As I already mentioned, this video is gonna be really long, but yeah, that's the thing about digital G-Shock watches. As simple as this. I mean, it has to be long. I mean, this watch have a lot of features. I try to be as fast as possible. And if you'd like to learn more, go check the unboxing or review video as well to learn of how cool this model is. But for now, that's it guys. Thank you very much for watching. This is G-Shock High Fashion channel, and